Test. Okay, just about there, everybody. See, give people a few more seconds to join in here. At least I got my machines up and running here. And it is Wednesday. And it is 4 o'clock. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunlight on Chaos. That's Sunlight on Chaos. And I'm Steve Olivieri, and welcome, and getting into the middle of the week here, and just always something going on, never dull moments, right? That's going to be the next year, two, three. So anyway, welcome, and buckle up a little bit. I'm sure we're gonna have to buckle up a lot later in the week because we're getting all the little trinkets and little drizzles and sprinkles and things are coming over right now today that are going to just go blisteringly hard into Thursday, Friday. But let's start with some other things that, doesn't always have to be like, the headline about the orangutan. Um, let's talk about, or at least give notice to that the United Kingdom is suspending intelligence sharing. UK is suspending intelligence sharing with the US in consideration of the Caribbean boats and just blowing them up, ad nauseum, randomly. So that's great. Isn't that great? So now the UK is like, we're not gonna really, we're gonna slow this down. You guys are acting like nuts, just going out and blowing shit up, bringing all the ships in, and so on and so forth. By the way, feel free to chat at any time today about any of these little nuggets. They may be small and quick, some of them, but by God, if you know something I don't know, please throw it up. I just came again from a day job and tell you day job, and then trying to prepare this. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning trying to pre-prepare, and then went out a little bit to the day job. Came back now trying to recoup, and I'm like watching things that tomorrow all day. I'm gonna pull stuff from the news and talk about it. But I have a lot to work with here, so don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Except there's a lot to worry about. But we'll try to keep the sunlight in mind. And it's sunlight on chaos, not in and within, swirling around. It's looking down at it, at chaos. So yeah, so intelligence sharing. That's all we need, right? It's huge ally like UK. I'm going to follow up on that in the next couple of days because that's where it gets really, internationally, that's where it gets really annoying and weird and crazy, which goes to Ukraine. We're not hearing a lot about that these days. Ukraine, Ukraine, Putin, Putin, Putin. Poo. Poo as in crap. Should call him Crapton. Um, Nothing about Ukraine. They're so in dire need of supplies constantly. European Union's trying to do what they can, but we just have to keep that awareness up that they still need all the help all the time. And Putin's just has to be crushed. All this garbage in the world, he's got to be crushed and stopped. So keep that in mind as well. Of course, we'll see how it goes with Gaza as well. All of these fragile things cascading along or down the pike, the mountain. Sorry. Here I am. Okay, now this is an interesting one. So, COP 30. Okay, don't hear a lot about this. And I will just read this that we are not there. And COP30, COP30, if you don't know, is the 30th meeting of the Conference of the Parties, COP, Conference of the Parties, to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. And that would be UNFCCC, taking place in Belém, Brazil this month. Like right now, this month. 30th meeting. 30th meeting. So this has been going on for 30 meetings. I think that's 30 years probably. And of course, we're not there. We're not there. We're not there. And it makes us, it makes us as a country look like, and that we are acting like, although we're not, I'm not, you're not, but the country as a whole, it ends up making us in general look like a pack of assholes for not going to the thing. It's bad enough he pulled out of the climate accord, and so not even to go or send any delegates to this, it's just so bad. Like, he can't even entertain Trump, that is. The notion of go and listen and learn, and he's just, so we're not there, so we look like assholes. It keeps going back to my friend, a good friend in Paris, and it's just constant. I'm always like, I'm asking him like, oh my God, what do they think of us, like, not being there? And he's like, and he grew up here, my friend Rick, and he's like, man, I don't know, we're just even though he lives over there and he has to hide and run when he gets asked questions about stuff like this. I think he just gets mortified when he has to deal with this. But he's like, yeah, we just look like such assholes, and I wonder why. So in any event, I want to get into, I'm going to go through some clips of important stuff coming up. I mean, that's been coming up today, but I want to get into a little bit about Trump just being actually evil. Okay. And tomorrow on Friday, I think I'm going to leave it on a really stark note, about evil. So we'll talk about evil. Okay. Sunlight on evil. Because that is a big word. That's a big word. But let's start with little tidbits of, let's call it, evil. And I got all kinds of stuff going on here on the phone coming over here. And I'm going to, I'm going to read some things about evil tomorrow. So I'll keep you hanging about my thoughts about evil. But we'll go into what's going on today. So we have Hakeem Jeffries out there swinging. It's just swinging, trying to keep it moving. And it just briefly, what he has to say here is, might as well go down to him, and is this. And we'll get rid of this in 1 minute. No. Okay. Oh, sorry, that's not coming. I hope you can hear that, guys. Okay, that was a little weird. What? Okay. Uh, you always have to have like some stuff bugging out, I guess. Okay. In any event, so it's this ongoing battle. Okay, so this next 30 days or so is so important. You guys know that. And then as soon as the House, it's just about today, tonight, tomorrow to come back into order. House, Senate, government as a whole, even though air traffic's going to be crazy throughout the weekend. And we're really going to get walloped out here with some enormous storm for the next 2-3 days out in LA. And I know you guys hopefully will warm back up in New York, where I grew up. But in any event, we really just have to stay on top of this, because mid-December, just watch them try to sneak out of this vote on the ACA subsidies. And in any event, Speaking of that, and well, here's what I was just going to play about that. I'm just trying to make this thing take. Hold on. Okay, guess I have to go like this. Hmm. Sorry, guys. Wondering if you can hear that. Can somebody hit me on chat? Okay, let me know if you can hear that, guys. Okay. Sorry, things are just going haywire. All right, no big deal. Oh, that's got to happen one day out of the week here. Okay. Yeah, somebody let me know if you can hear that on the chat. Something sort of backed up here, got a little weird. Um, but the Wizard of Oz trying to saying he doesn't want to show his cards or whatever. It's just like, come on, guys, really, really. Um, so they're gonna play games, just mark my words, mark his words. They'll continue to hide their cards and just not be available at all. The game they're playing. And huh, you have to forgive me today. I hope you guys can hear this because just somebody's throw into the chat there. Let me know. Um, because I don't know if you guys can hear what I'm hearing, and it's not clicking in for some reason. But we'll figure that out. But so the whole Epstein thing, so that's going bananas, obviously, and you know, before this, Ghislaine Maxwell, uh, someone's getting into that they're possibly there are reports about her being in the process of requesting a commutation of her sentence. And you got to ask yourself a question. Okay, why does she think she can even get that? And then if Trump does that, then what's he hiding? So this stuff is starting to fall apart on itself, right? So if he pardons her, I mean, this is just a known fact that she's, a trafficking pedophile herself, 20-year conviction. Think about that for a second. So if that happens, well, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. If it does, just, these nails in the coffin for him are are so loud, or will be so loud in that case. Um, just evil lurking and happening. Speaking of which, this notice how I'm going around this word evil a little bit, but the aspect of Trump trying so hard to fight still. He was just fighting to keep food and SNAP and WIC from happening in the various states. Like, how that's evil stuff. It's evil. You know, I mean, why is he working so hard and appealing and trying to hold that back? So it's just awful, awful, awful. He's just got to stop. Like, people have to get real loud up and in his face and say, "Stop doing that." And this is going to be interesting in the next months and this year of who's going to get right in his face and literally talk to him like he's the child that he is in a really large way instead of being indirect or whatever. But in any event, I'm still going to go through this and hopefully you can at least hear this because I don't think I can turn this around. But let's see. And yeah, something's going on here today. A little bugaboo in the machine here, but hopefully you can at least hear this because bear with. Okay. Of course, he knew about the girls. So he had been knowing, he had known over a period of time about the girls. So it's not like it just all of a sudden he found out later, you know? So let me let her go. Oh, all right, catch that. The victim has spent hours at my house. That's Epstein talking. And he's like, the victim spent, they were together at Epstein's. Okay, so that's not Trump at Mar-a-Lago, like interviewing this poor victim who you will know when she's one that people know about, one victim that people know about, and it's just the nuances are so obvious that they're not nuances, and he tries to talk his way out of a cardboard box, and it's not working. Let this roll. Right. So Virginia Giuffre. So, and unfortunately, I think people know that she committed suicide. So she obviously was so deeply injured and wounded about all this. It's just a tragedy. Um, yeah. So she was at Epstein's house with Trump. Hello. Yeah. Anyway, so boy, this is it. Okay. Uh, you guys have to forgive me only because there's a bugaboo in the machine today. So may have to let the rest of these clips go for today. Um, yeah, well, that happens sometimes. In any event, the reports are coming out. They've only gotten sort of an initial chunk, and now that Gahalva is sworn in, they're going to go for getting all of these other files out. So this just the tip of the iceberg today. So we'll see in the next few days. We'll see how long it takes to dig in next few weeks. But the thing is, we have to just sort of stand strong, as I mentioned that yesterday, throughout the rest of this year and all the way next year. That gets us to the midterms. But we also have to really think long term for the third and fourth year of Trump's presidency, if we have to use that word. And but it is 1 month, 1 day, 1 month, 1 year at a time, right? Because at least in the midterms will be hopefully we get the House and maybe the Senate and slow things down. They're still going to try tons of stuff. Well, tons of stuff this coming year, and then you know past that midterm timing and still see what they can get away with. So we just have to work on all fronts and just really stay on top of his garbage. You really have to forgive me today because part of the system shut down on me, and I don't want to just sort of ramble. I did have a whole bunch of clips captured, and well, it's a Wednesday, so that means I've all day tomorrow and Friday that I'll be with you and catch up on this. But hang in there, you guys. Sorry, this is going to be a short one. But just keep the sunlight. Go outside. Go outside. And no matter what temperature, even if it's raining, take an umbrella. Go outside because the sun's behind the rain. And again, sorry for the technical snafu today, but I'll have that all figured out by tomorrow. And All right, you guys, take care today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.